Okay, everybody. So I just want to have this little meeting with you tonight because Helena did go away. I'm gonna have her back another time because things change at least another time. We're going to be still continuing the Gemini concert. And we're going to partially this evening, part of the time, learn about the theme song that we're doing, which I finally got complete, by the way. It's finally completed. But we're just going to actually review what we already know and get rhythms and melodies and understand the themes and the messages and the emotion behind the song. Okay. Then, which actually we're going to do it first, we're going to begin by listening to Super Nanny's supposed theme song for when she comes here in July, when our Cancer season will start up. Okay. Which is an orchestra piece. And then what we're going to be doing is we, as a collective, as a whole Amenton, as the whole Amenton is doing this. The whole Amenton. It's been a long time since I've talked about books. It's been a long time since I've talked about novels, and I think because I've just had this motivation, because I just feel guilty for starting and stopping so much. But there's not anything against anyone or against me, but I don't remember who wrote this quote, but it said, the most effective way to do it is to just do it. Is to just go for it. So it's only going to get accomplished feeling different about it if you just tackle down and do it. And also, the past is in the past. So, I'm going to be heading in a new direction. I feel revived, and I hope that I stay that way. Because you know me. I'm spontaneous, and I have plans, and I go off the plans. So I want to accomplish something with this, and I want all of you to accomplish something with this as well. Because this whole Amenton is going to be reading a novel, a fiction novel. We're going to be starting a new unit, and I'm going to try to think of questions that we'll be answering and discussions and activities that we'll be doing, maybe even a couple writings with this book. And I think that you'll really, really like it. It is sort of based off of Gregor the Overlander a little bit. So, how many of you remember reading the Underland franchise Chronicles series way back when Abby Lane Miller was in the hospital undergoing cancer treatment during the summer of 2018? How many of you remember? Okay, well, we read 3 out of 5 of that book series. And this book is going to be a little bit like that, where certain individuals go down this secret passageway or something, and then they end up in a whole new world. This whole new creatures or individuals, and they have, a duty or job to do, and it's so strange. And I think that you're really going to be intrigued. I think that you're really going to enjoy, and be hooked on, and will be interested in, and be entertained by this story, which might or might not connect to you emotionally. You might or might not empathize with it fully. However, it's all about really reading the story. And I'm not going to jinx that. I'm not going to jinx a lot of the things that I say, because it might go the other way. I might go off plans. This might happen. I might stay on this for a little bit. I might finish it. I might not finish it. You don't know what I'm going to say, what I'm going to do. It's unpredictable. So, I'm not going to run with it. But that's what we're going to be doing. Partially. We're still going to be doing everything that we're doing right now. Practicing for the concerts and dancing and all of these things. But in the background, we're going to spend a lot of effort and time and consideration and analysis and seriousness. And a lot of it is going to be spent doing activities on, reading, writing, and talking about the novel. And there'll be several times where I might read it out loud, or I might read it, I might read it, I might have you read it on your own here or somewhere else. Gemini season will not be ending until June 30th. That's how far I want to push it until. Not until the dominant month of Cancer season, of which there will be also a Cancer Clubus, in addition to the novel that we will be doing. I'm sure that you all are wondering what the novel is. I'm going to go bring it up. This is the novel. This is the novel. We're not going to begin reading it, although I have started reading it. I'm on chapter 3 right now. And it is entitled, let's see here. Okay. It is entitled Everlast. It's an adventure, fantasy fiction, survival story. Fantasy fiction, it deals with things that are not in the reality, things that we dream up. Things that we imagine, create, then lead us to make songs, play acts, create character, write stories, write poems. Pisces, Gemini, Aquarius, and Capricorn. All about the commandments. So along the way, we're going to be, there's another thing, we're going to be looking first of all at writing a novel. Exploring it through the lens of all of the different signs. And the lessons that they have to teach. And their qualities, and their traits, characteristics, and their symbols. And their planets. and the lessons that they have to teach, connecting to real life, connecting to writing stories. Obviously, Pisces and Gemini will be big ones. Big ones. But what about less obvious ones like Cancer and Scorpio and Sagittarius and Taurus? Well, they'll have things to teach, and that could also be through figurative language. Imagery for Taurus. Well, anyway, so we're going to be looking at all of that. I don't want to give you the little overview of it because I didn't really know. But we're going to be taking a look at that before, because the Amenton, all of the Amentons is going in an astrological direction. We're going to look at the astrology of connecting it to everything that we do, in addition to what we already do. Connecting it to and through story writing. So, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to actually, and I lied when I said that I'm going to start off with Joe's theme song. You see, I contradict myself. Get used to it. Because I do that. And you know that I do. But since I was already talking about the book, I brought it out. So here it is. Here it is. You're each going to be receiving your own copy of it. Don't lose it. Don't put it somewhere where you can find it and you won't lose it, and then you keep track of it. Put it in a safe place. Don't throw it around. Treat it like it's your own. All that kind of stuff. There will be book sign-outs, book checkouts coming up tomorrow. In the afternoon at about 2:30. 2:30 Everlast book checkouts. Okay? So it was written by, book one of the Skyjacker trilogy. Why do so many books have a series connected to it? For example, I thought that Gregor the Overlander was one book. I didn't know that it was a series. I had no idea. Well, we might go on to read the other books of the series after this whole Amenton is going to go in a whole new direction. We're going to be reading all the books that I have on my list. So, the book site incomplete, really. So, it's going to start off with this one. So, it was written by somewhere between life and death. Somewhere between life and death is Everlast. So they end up. National Book Award winner. It's written by Neil Shusterman. Neil Shusterman. Neil Shusterman, I meant. Shusterman, funny name. Okay, so anyway, the book description. Just the synopsis, just the preview. Nick and Allie don't survive the crash, and now their souls, can't see it because of the light, are stuck halfway between life and death in a sort of limbo called Everlast. It is a magical yet dangerous place where bands of lost souls run wild, and anyone who stands in the same spot too long sinks to the center of the earth. Frightened and determined. I'm going to look at also the themes that this teaches. Nick, and also morals as well. Nick and Allie aren't ready to rest in peace just yet. They want their lives back, and their search for a way home will take them deep into the uncharted areas of Everlast. But the longer they stay, the more they forget about their past. And if all memory of home is lost, they may never escape the strange, terrible world. Very intriguing. So, I'm not going to tell you what the first chapter is fit of it, but we'll get all into the introductions of the book and everything coming with this new unit. But I just wanted to inform you. So, now, I'm going to grab the computer, and I just want you to hear what the theme song music is going to be for Super Nanny. Jo Frost when she comes to the Inventum.